How are ya? Hey, happy June. Happy Monday. First day of the week, first day of the month. May is gone. Good riddance to May. We have made it to a Monday, the first day of June 2020. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Not surprisingly, quite a busy show for you today. Lots to get to, quite a bit of news to get to from over the weekend. We had some pretty wild weather around here. On Saturday night, brought some trees down, a few power outages. We got through it fairly unscathed. We'll talk about the thunderstorm, which was not quite as severe. The isolated thunderstorms that they were originally predicting, but it was plenty dramatic for most folks. We'll have a complete forecast detail coming your way. We got news. We got quite a bit of sports to get to. Speaking of sports, as you know, on Friday, I had a chance to visit via Skype with Ken Osborne, who is the general manager of the Wenatchee AppleSox, and then we had a chance to Skype in with Jose Oglesby, the owner of the Wenatchee AppleSox, and my conversation with Jose will air in the back half of the hour. Plus, we have an opinion from Mike Mcgraw. Got a brand new Street Talk and Other Stuff show coming your way, by the way, at 10 o'clock this morning. It has to do with the COVID-19 pandemic and the Hispanic community. Mike Mcgraw. Brand new edition of Street Talk will come your way at 10 o'clock this morning. Circle that on your calendar. Plus, we got the obscure holiday. We got a whole bunch of celebrity birthdays, a very fascinating day in history, and the obscure holiday as well. 50 degrees, fairly clear skies, a couple minutes after the hour. Let's take our tour, as we always begin our program with the cross camera. When it's up and running, and most of the time it is. That's a beautiful view. A little on the cool side, though, 50 degrees. I noticed that when I was hiking on into work today. All in all, it's going to feel more spring-like than summer-like, but that's fine because we're not at summertime yet. Summer doesn't begin for another 20 days for the summer equinox, so we got some work to do yet. Beautiful view, though, and once again, I can't stress this enough, the Columbia River is running high and running cold. I went out to Quincy to Clockham Ridge Golf Course and played golf on Friday afternoon, and I think we counted either 8 or 9 of the spill gates at Rock Island Dam were either open all the way or partially open, so a lot of pressure there, releasing that as the snow melt in the Canadians up in Canada, up in British Columbia, continues to affect our rivers and streams down here. That's how it works. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us. Camera 2. Don't know where we're off to. Megan says, let's pay a visit to, is that Tumwater? Hey, I got one right. Good start, Dan. Good morning, Leavenworth. Good to see you. Way off in the distance is the Wenatchee Valley. A good view there from our Tumwater. We call it the Tumwater camera because it's just before you start heading into the Tumwater Canyon and heading towards Coles Corner and Winton in that area. If we actually had the camera in the canyon, it wouldn't make any sense at all. It's pretty narrow. Good morning, Leavenworth. Thanks for starting your day with us up there in the Bavarian Village. Camera number 3. We say hello to, I'm going to have to say, as I look at that, I'm going to say, I don't know, Megan, help me out. That's the Waterville camera? I was going to say that, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot, and then I realized, well, I sound like an idiot all the time anyway. So that's the Waterville camera. Wow, looking way down towards the Wenatchee Valley. A lot of snow melt, by the way, at Mission Ridge over the weekend. There's just barely enough hanging on now. Up in Mission Ridge, beautiful view of the mighty Columbia as it continues to flow. Last I checked, the Columbia River continues to flow into the Pacific Ocean. If that changes, we'll be sure to let you know. Good morning to Waterville. And Cameron, are we up to 4 already? I'm losing track. That's that brand new one that we've got up and running last week of a beautiful Lake Wenatchee. Phenomenal view there. You can see almost the lake in its entirety. You can see the Kaler Glen Golf and Snow Resort. You can see Dirty Face Mountain. I've hiked up Dirty Face a couple of times. It's quite the hike. Lots of switchbacks, but you get up to the top of it and it's an incredible view. And that in and of itself is an incredible view from our friends at Lake Wenatchee. Gorgeous stuff there. I love it. All right, good stuff. Good start to the show. Good start to the month. From the National Weather Service, Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug. They're the sponsor of the forecast, and we're looking pretty good. Just for the record, Saturday's high was 85 degrees, and then yesterday we hit 70, so we had a 15-degree difference between the high and the low between Saturday and Sunday. I mean, the high temperatures anyway. Partly sunny today, and then gradually quite a bit of sunshine later on this afternoon. The clouds and the sun are going to do a little tug of war, and by the end of the day, the sun will be running the show, high of about 77 degrees. Little wind, west wind about 5 to 13 miles an hour. Clear skies, a little windy tonight, 49 for the overnight low. Clouds will be thickening up on Thursday. You'll wake up tomorrow, Tuesday, I should say. You'll wake up tomorrow to a lot of sunshine, but as the day progresses, a weak system's going to come through, going to cloud us up, warm us up a little bit too. About 82, but by the time the sun goes down tomorrow night, it'll be fairly cloudy. 51 for the overnight low. Quite a bit of sunshine Wednesday and Thursday, no real wind. 81, 81, I can live with that. Lots of sunshine. As temperatures just a little bit above normal. We're normally about 76 or 77 for our afternoon high in the early weeks of June. Partly cloudy on Friday with a high of 81. We'll jump ahead to the weekend. This is a pretty good indication of what we're looking at. Quite a bit of sunshine Saturday, high of 75 degrees. Quite a bit of sunshine Sunday. Cooler though. High of only 71. As far as rain this week, slight chance of some light rain on Friday night and a little bit on Saturday morning. That is essentially it. A little bit of wind today, a little bit of wind tonight as that weak system comes through. Then that's it for the wind. So all in all, pretty benign, pretty quiet weather for pretty much everybody in north central Washington. It's a far cry from the rather dramatic weather that we had on Saturday. And really, most of last week, we had a little bit of everything. Pretty calm for the most part for the first week in June. All right, 7 minutes after the hour, we are going to take a break and come back, and we have a lot of news to get to on this Monday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, my name is Manuel Navarro, Chief Operating Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. Patient safety is our top priority, including providing care that just can't wait. With enhanced safety precautions, we want to ensure you that we're able to continue providing safe and efficient in-person care at our clinic. From in-car check-in, ongoing screening, immediate rooming, your family can get the safe care that they deserve here at Columbia Valley Community Health.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Back at it at 8 minutes after the hour. Fairly clear skies, 50 degrees. We'll be up in the upper 70s today. Quite a bit of sunshine, a little breezy at times. Going to be cloudy for the most part on Tuesday. Then lots of sunshine for the balance of the week. And here's us making headlines. And we're going to start out with that brief but fairly intense thunderstorm that roared through the Wenatchee Valley on Saturday night. It knocked out power to thousands of people, left downed trees throughout our area. Especially hard hit the Lake Wenatchee area and Plain. They had power outages up there from Coast Corner all the way to the summit of Stevens Pass. It happened just after 6 o'clock. I had about 3,500 Chelan County PUD customers were without power. By 8:40, though, on Saturday night, the PUD reporting that power had been restored to most of the customers in that area. In a 2-hour period between 7 and 9 o'clock on Saturday night in Wenatchee, Chelan County Fire District Number 1 responded to 4 reported pole fires. And the Wenatchee Police Department fielded 9 calls of hazards, including that, a tree that had fallen down in Washington Park. The more intense thunderstorm in Grant County came earlier on Saturday morning. The Grant PUD reported widespread outages beginning about 7:30 in the morning. By late morning, though, most power had been restored. Governor Jay Inslee's stay home, stay healthy order in response to the COVID-19 pandemic has expired. It expired at midnight. It's now been replaced with a new Safe Start recovery program. But the governor did not add any counties to the list of those eligible to move to phase 2 of his recovery plan. Chelan, Douglas, and Okanagan counties, we are still in phase 1. But Inslee did say those counties can now apply for a modified phase 1 plan, which he calls phase 1.5. Inslee said that under the modified phase 1 plan, counties would be allowed some flexibility and some phase 2 activities can resume. 22 of Washington's 39 counties have already moved on to phase 2. 4 other counties are eligible to apply. Inslee also said he will be requiring face coverings to be worn in many businesses and workplaces, but it's not clear if there will be any penalties if face masks are not worn. A judge says 2 Douglas County commissioners are in the wrong place. They're the wrong plaintiffs to be suing the state over the COVID-19 shelter-in-place orders. In a hearing Friday, in one of 4 lawsuits that's challenging Governor Inslee's Stay Home, Stay Healthy proclamations, Judge Henry Rawson said the Chelan-Douglas Health District is the appropriate party. Otherwise, the case should be moved to a Thurston County court and consolidated with those similar cases, including one here in Chelan County. Here are some highlights from Friday's remote hearing.
It appears to this court that the proper parties are not here before the court, and that would be the Chelan-Douglas County Health District. But it just appears to me that there's an improper alignment here when you only have individuals going after the governor. And I realize there's some issues because some of these individuals are also on the board. I know that given the pleadings that have been filed, plaintiffs in Chelan County are health board members, and now I see in the declaration that came through that there's acknowledgement, but the declarations that I got did not disclose that these commissioners were in fact on the board.
But very much appreciate all your comments on that. Bluntly, it's going to take me a little while to process through that. Obviously, I do have quite a number of members of the health board as individual plaintiffs. When we thought this through prior to filing, it was our belief that individual plaintiffs who suffered individual harm were the appropriate parties to challenge an action that led to that harm. It did not ever once occur to me that the board as an entity would be a proper party.
Now, Washington Governor Jay Inslee said lawsuits seeking to end his COVID-19 state of emergency in Washington and lift restrictions on businesses and others has no bearing on his decision-making during this pandemic. Responding to a question at a Thursday news conference about a possible ruling today in Chelan County Superior Court, Inslee says he's confident the state will prevail.
I'll go first. No, the fact that some folks have filed a lawsuit is not affecting our decision-making. We're making a decision based on the science and the data and the metrics and the advice we have from epidemiologists and listening to people in the larger community and how this is working. That's what we're making our decisions on. We believe we're on very firm ground, both by Washington law, by statute, and also by the state and federal constitutions. And I feel very confident that we have complied with the obligation, not just a right, but an obligation for the governor to act to save people's lives. And that's fundamentally what we're doing. And I think people understand that in Washington. That's why there has been such a high rate of compliance, so people know how dangerous this virus is. And they know that we can actually do effective things, which we're doing. So now, having said that, I want to tell you, look, I respect people's right to go to court. They have a right to challenge decisions in our government. And thank goodness we live in a country where we have a good judicial system that can give the people the right to have these things reviewed. That's fine with us. But we feel we're on very good ground. We're making good decisions, and we're saving lives. And that's a pretty good day's work.
As expected, the negative effects of COVID-19 related layoffs on the statewide and local economies has become apparent. Yeah, we got the release last week of the latest April 2020 data, and it's pretty sobering stuff. According to the latest report from the Economic Security Department, the Wenatchee Metropolitan Statistical Area, the local unemployment rate jumped from 5.4% in April of last year to 15.1% in April of this year. Also, the local economy lost 7,200 non-farm jobs, falling from 45,600 jobs in April of last year to 38,400 jobs in April of this year. One of the industries which has been particularly hard hit by COVID-19 related layoffs is the leisure and hospitality industries. Unemployment numbers there in the Wenatchee Valley plummeted to over 56% in April of this year. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers have now joined the manhunt on Blewett Pass for that suspect. They're now calling that, by the way, a murder case. Kittitas County detectives have obtained an arrest warrant 34-year-old Jorge Alcantara Gonzalez. He's accused of now killing a missing 41-year-old Kent man by the name of Ian Eccles. Eccles was headed to meet friends for a turkey hunt back on May 16th in Liberty. That's when he disappeared. The sheriff's office said Friday they found evidence in Eccles' car indicating he was a victim of homicide. Alcantara Gonzalez is believed to be on foot in the Mineral Springs area and has eluded capture for the last 10 days. That's when he was reportedly found with Eccles' car. He was last seen Tuesday in the Mineral Springs campground wearing a dark hooded sweatshirt and khaki pants. He fled on foot as deputies arrived at the campground. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office is leading the search for Alcantara Gonzalez, and they said he is considered armed and dangerous. Now, in addition to the ICE officers, multiple agencies are assisting in the search, including regional law enforcement agencies, the FBI, and the Border Patrol. For the last 2 days, searchers have also been using dogs to try and track down Alcantara Gonzalez. ICE released a statement on Thursday saying Alcantara Gonzalez is a Mexican citizen in the country illegally and was arrested and booked into King County Jail on multiple occasions between 2018 and 2019 and, quote, released back into the community despite multiple immigration detainers, unquote. In addition to Eccles' car, Alcantara Gonzalez is connected to another stolen car that was used in several April burglaries and thefts in the First Creek area, just south of Liberty. A Wenatchee woman and 3 men are accused of operating a heroin ring out of a residential home. The Columbia River Drug Task Force on Thursday arrested 66-year-old Deborah Sue Peak on multiple felony charges, saying she and 54-year-old Daniel John Chisholm used their home on Sandy Brook as a point of sale for drugs. Prosecutors leveled charges on Wednesday against those two, as well as 26-year-old Matthew Van Austin and 36-year-old Landon Rovang for allegedly acting as drug couriers. Police said they found about 3 ounces of heroin last month in a vehicle used by Van Austin and Rovang, and a search of Peak and Chisholm's home and vehicles found methamphetamine, heroin, fentanyl, and other illicit drugs. A Spokane driver charged with DUI and vehicular assault after a crash in rural Douglas County that threw her passenger from the car. The State Patrol says back on May 21st, 38-year-old Tammy Lynn Alder Fisher rolled her 2001 Volvo on Highway 2 near Moses Coulee. Her boyfriend, 40-year-old Nicholas Rochon of Tacoma, not wearing a seatbelt, was thrown from the vehicle. Troopers said Fisher admitted drinking both before and after the crash. Douglas County prosecutors charged her late last week. And finally, another major COVID-19 victim in the world of entertainment. The Watershed Music Festival in Gorge, at the Gorge in George, has been canceled for this year. Organizers say the festival has been rescheduled. It'll be now July 30th, 31st, and August 1st of next year. All 2020 Watershed purchases will be honored for the 2021 show. Also added to the lineup for next year, country music superstar Tim Mcgraw. And that's a look at what's making headlines on this Friday. The news crew will be back at it again today for this first day of June to put together a newscast so you can stay in the loop. We think it's an important thing that you stay informed of what's going on here in North Central Washington. But the preview, we don't have the preview. Sorry, my apologies. Don't have the preview. It's Monday. What do you do? But we still love to hear from you, our viewers. If you want to get a hold of us, you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. We'd appreciate it. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. News@ncwlife.com is our email address. Or if you go to our website, ncwlife.com, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. Click on that, fill out the form, submit a news tip, or just drop us a note and say hi. 19 minutes after the hour. When we come back, we're talking AppleSox baseball because they're not playing AppleSox baseball. We can still talk about it. That's coming up with sports. It's 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Hi, I'm Cody Gillen, and I love to get out in Chelan and Douglas counties for outdoor fun. We have so many great places to go, and exercise is good for your health. But I'm asking you to please, stay home. Enjoy your own neighborhood for a walk. And if you do head to a park or a trail, no groups, please. Remember, 2's company, 3 is a crowd. And when you encounter others, stay 6 feet apart. We need to take care of each other and get rid of the coronavirus. Please help. Together we can do this. Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
We're back at 21 minutes after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's talk about sports. In 2020, we're given a name, unscripted would be appropriate. Pretty much every planned event anywhere on this planet has been thrown out the window because of the coronavirus pandemic. Of course, sports, no exception there. Locally and across the Northwest, baseball teams in the West Coast League have had to plan and then unplan and then revamp and then rewrite and then wait and then plan again. And AppleSox General Manager Ken Osborne still holding out hope that Wenatchee will have some sort of baseball season this summer.
We are looking at still trying to have a season, Dan. We just feel that we owe the community, we owe our fans to try to provide safe entertainment for everybody. Everybody's been dying for some sports, and including myself, and we're gonna try to maybe have a late season opening and maybe do an abbreviated season if we can, if everything works out great. We would hope to open up in stage 3 if at all possible, and that would only allow us about 50 fans, which is kind of tough, but we would also try to live stream the games on our Facebook page, and we would also have a radio broadcast for our games. So some of our fans that don't feel like they would like to be at the ballpark can still enjoy AppleSox baseball just by tuning in on the radio to Sunny FM or to watching our Facebook Live stream of the game. So at least you can have some sports.
AppleSox owner Jose Oglesby has been watching the conversation about phases closely here in Washington State. He knows that phase 3 would have to be necessary for baseball to return, but he hopes the nature of the game would help start the season.
One thing that we do have going for us is the fact that we are outdoors as opposed to being indoors. So I don't know if that affects the things. We really haven't gotten a lot of guidance on that aspect of it. I think it's just one of those things that you need to sort of be there and talk to people about. But right now we are definitely looking for phase 3, which allows us to have groups of 50 people. So that would definitely cover the players, and then we could have a few fans sprinkle in.
Of course, the West Coast League's season, as we're so used to seeing, it's not going to happen this year. Oglesby says AppleSox ticket holders have been offered to receive credit towards next summer. In the meantime, he and the league are still working on some kind of plan to have some kind of baseball in July with the remaining teams. You can watch my entire conversation with Jose in the back half of this program. By the way, the AppleSox would have begun the 2020 campaign on Thursday night in a non-league game. They are not. If there's one Seattle Seahawk with a burning desire for more than others to get on the field, it's L.J. Collier. The former first-round pick has had a career filled with injury and disappointment. Getting back and showing what he can do in the field is the fuel that feeds him during the pandemic.
I am chomping at the bit to get out there because it's one of those things where you didn't have the year everybody wanted to get, so they just kind of shift you off to the side as if you can't play. It's disrespectful, and I feel very disrespected. But I'm the type of person, there's no need for talking, just showing. Go out there, you run through a couple people, you run through people's faces, you make noise, and people they'll remember who you are very quickly. And I'm excited to get back out there and show people who I am. I don't really care about the first round pick stuff. I'm a football player at the end of the day. I can play football at a high level just like everybody else can. I'm out there to prove that I'm one of the best, and I can do what I need to do. I can rush the pass, I can stop the run. I'm out there to prove that I'm one hell of a football player, and I'm going to show that this year.
Sounds determined. Collier, of course, suffered an ankle injury, and it sidelined him for about a month and a half. He says he's learned a lot while he was rehabbing, which he thinks has made him a better football player.
Oh, when I first got hurt, man, I was excited, get my first preseason game next week, to finally show what I could do. I was finally starting to, come up. I was having a good camp, everything. And then I get hurt and, man, I'm like, ankle injury, that's a month-long injury, 6-week-long injury. You're like, man, I just don't know. I never had an injury like this before. I sprained my ankle, but this one was just different. And so I was just thinking to myself, man, you do what you can do every day. You pay attention to meetings. You work as hard as you can in PT. And whenever you get back on the field, I was just hoping to get back on the field and run and things like that. But I'm excited, man. And it was hard and difficult not playing some weeks, but, it was just, at times it was just difficult. It was all new to me. So it was just trying to figure out and just maintain how to stay calm and stay patient. And, I figured that out, which is why I'm excited for this year. Like, the name of the game is to stay healthy, and you need those reps. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be there. I'm going to get every rep I can possibly get, whether it's a 3 technique or it's in. I just want to play, honestly. It's just.
Of course, Collier and his teammates are playing the wait and see. When can we get to Renton and start camp? It'll be at least July, if not longer. In the meantime, he says Collier he's working out and he's ready to show the world what he can do. The Wenatchee Panther Booster Club, in conjunction with us here at the NCAA Live Channel, is presenting a college commitment ceremony for 20 Wenatchee High School seniors. You can watch it Thursday night at 7 o'clock right here on this very television station. Find out where your favorite Wenatchee High School senior is going to be playing college sports with the ceremony, again, 7 o'clock Thursday night here on this local broadcast entity. Cashmere has been awarded the Caribou Cup for the 3rd straight year. The Caribou Cup is awarded annually to the school that performs the best across the board in competition in the Caribou Trail League. In each sport, points are awarded based on the CTL regular season finish. The CTL champion receives 5 points, runner-up 4 on down the line. In 8 sports, Cashmere averaged 3.9 points, Omak second, 3 points, and Okanagan third at 2.8 points. Of course, it's commencement week, and we're all about graduation ceremonies this week on the NCAA Live Channel. It's, of course, our normal spots for sports, but instead, we got virtual graduation ceremonies coming your way. We'll have Eastmont's commencement ceremony Friday at 6 o'clock, followed by Wenatchee High School's graduation at 8. On Saturday, we kick it off with Quincy's drive-through commencement exercises at 1, followed by the virtual ceremony for Cascade High at 5 and Cashmere at 7 o'clock. For the complete list of broadcast times, head to our website, ncwlife.com, see the Class of 2020 icon, click on it, and there you go. That's a look at sports. At 28 minutes after the hour, I had 5 obscure holidays to choose from for this first day of June. It's National Olive Day. I like a good olive. National Heimlich Maneuver Day. It was on this day back in 1975 when the Heimlich Maneuver non-choking thing was first published. Today is National Nail Polish Day. I don't wear any. Today is Say Something Nice Day. No, Go Barefoot. That's what we're going to do today. Today is National Go Barefoot Day. I went through a period in my 1920s, not in the 1920s, I wasn't alive then, when I was in my 20s that I almost never wore shoes. Almost never wore shoes. Just didn't like it. Wasn't a big fan of shoes. The feet, of course, are the foundation of the rest of the body. If you have happy feet, the rest of the body pretty much falls into line. That's been my experience. We wear shoes and socks way too often. We're covering up the feet from the reality of life. Only 20% of the world's population, I was stunned when I found this, only 20% of the world's population actually wears shoes every day. Going barefoot has any number of benefits. For one thing, you're just that much more closer to Mother Earth. Also, you have a tendency to watch where you're going because you're barefoot, so you're real sensitive about what you might be stepping on. And by the way, going barefoot is very good for your back because you have to remember, for many, many millennials, nobody ever wore shoes. There you go. Go barefoot day today. I'm all for it. 29 minutes after the hour. Lots of things going on in today in history. His name was John Core. Write that name down. He was a monk in Scotland, and 525 years ago today, June 1st, 1495, John Core, my favorite monk of all time, records the first known batch of Scotch whiskey. Yep. Fun facts about Scotch. All Scotch whiskey must be manufactured in Scotland. You can't call it Scotch unless it's made in Scotland. It's as simple as that. All Scotch whiskey must be aged in oak barrels for at least 3 years. Of course, the longer it ages, the better it is. And for you Scotch aficionados, you know that Scotch is divided into 5 separate categories. You got single malt Scotch, single grain Scotch, blended malt, blended grain, and blended Scotch. Happy 525th birthday to Scotch. Can you imagine what a 525-year-old glass of Scotch would taste like? Woo! We always do states. Happy birthday, Kentucky. Kentucky joined the Union on this date, June 1st, 1792, 228 years ago today. It's the 15th state of the Union. It is the bluegrass state. Of course, it's not a state, it's a commonwealth. We have 4 states. They refer to themselves as commonwealths: Virginia, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky. The 2 commanders of the Civil War, the President of the Union, Abraham Lincoln, and the President of the Confederacy, Jefferson Davis, believe it or not, were born less than a year apart and were raised in Kentucky less than 100 miles from each other. Although none of the battles in the War of 1812 was actually fought in Kentucky, more than half of the soldiers killed in the War of 1812 were from Kentucky. Didn't know that. Why is Kentucky such a hotbed for racing? Because racing in the northeastern United States, Massachusetts, New York, what have you, betting on horse racing was banned by the turn of the last century, and Kentucky did not outlaw horse betting, so all the breeders, they moved all their operations down to Kentucky. There you go. That's why Kentucky is such a popular place for horse racing. It's also a popular place for bourbon. The population of Kentucky is 4.5 million. There are 5.6 million barrels of bourbon in Kentucky. Whew. And by the way, write this down, stick it on your fridge. Post-it notes are manufactured exclusively in Cynthiana, Kentucky. Exclusively. There you go. Happy birthday to Kentucky. Happy birthday to Tennessee, the volunteer state. It joined the Union on this date 224 years ago, the 16th state of the Union, their neighbors, you know. Of course, it's the volunteer state. That's the Tennessee state flag. The 3 stars represent the 3 divisions in the state. You have East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, and Western Tennessee, and then the circle around the stars indicates the unity of the divisions. Tennessee has 10 official state songs, 10 of them. I'm going to sing them all for you now. Tennessee was the very last state to leave the Union and join the Confederacy, and they were the first state to be readmitted to the Union at the conclusion of the Civil War. And without question, the most visited national park in this country is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee. They get twice as many visitors as any other national park. The Grand Canyon is second. The Grand Canyon gets about 5 million visitors a year. Over 10 million people visit the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee every year. 95 years ago today, June 1st, 1925, bottom of the 8th inning at Yankee Stadium in New York City, Lou Gehrig pinch hits for Pee Wee Waniger, and it began his streak of 2,130 consecutive games played. A lot of people think, okay, it was the famous Wally Pipp story that we all know about. We'll probably talk about that a little bit tomorrow. It was actually the day before. He pinch hit, and he never, ever, by the way, would pinch hit ever again. The streak began today, June 1st, 1925. 70 years ago today, the largest fire in North American history, largest known fire in North American history, broke out. It's called the Chinchagaga Fire. It burned in northern British Columbia and Alberta. They just let it burn freely. It started on June 1st, 1950, 70 years ago today. They let it burn freely because, number one, the ecology of a forest means that every once in a while you have to have a fire for the overall health of the forest. And number two, nobody lived anywhere near the joint. So they just said, well, we'll just let it burn. And it burned. About, 4.5 million acres burned in British Columbia and Alberta. It started on this date 70 years ago, burned until the snow fell come November. June 1st, 1967, 53 years ago today, that album came out. Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, rated by Rolling Stone magazine as the greatest album of all time. It isn't, but it's still pretty darn good. It's not even my favorite Beatles album, but the odds are pretty good you have a copy, because 32 million copies have been sold of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And finally, I remember this day, June 1st, 1979, 41 years ago today, the Seattle Supersonics are #1. Let's relive that last one.
Unselt and bound. Start the countdown. Ballard Off with the shot. Sonics control from the corner.
I don't even have to come in. Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the celebration begin in Seattle. It is over. The Seattle Supersonics have won the NBA World Championship Series in 5 games, beating the Washington Bullets 97-93. But listen to the crowd in Landover.
It was so fun. That was so cool. 97-93, the final. They win it 4 games to 1. The first, of course, major professional sports championship for the city of Seattle. The series only lasted 5 games, but it was played over 11 days because the NBA allowed CBS to decide the dates and the times for the games. The Supersonics win it all 41 years ago today. Let's do birthdays. The leader of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for 30 years, in 1847 until his death in 1877, Brigham Young. Born in the state in 1801, he, of course, founded Salt Lake City. That ain't bad, founding a town. And, of course, Brigham Young had 55 wives. No comment. Born in the state in 1801. Frank Morgan. You're going to recognize this guy. There he is. Yep, he portrayed in order Professor Marvel, the Gatekeeper, the Carriage Driver, the Guard, and the Wizard of Oz in The Wizard of Oz. Frank Morgan, born in the state in 1890. He was the first member of the cast to pass away, died in 1949 at the age of 59. He was good in that movie. Speaking of good, Andy Griffith, the great Andy Griffith, born in the state in 1926, passed away at the age of 86 in 2012. Of course, the Andy Griffith Show is still highly entertaining. Might be the only real show from the 1960s that still holds up well today. Matlock. If you've never seen the movie A Face in the Crowd, you have to see it. It's absolutely a phenomenal movie. No Time for Sergeants. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and this is gonna blow you away, this statistic. Andy Griffith was the starring person in 5 primetime network television shows, including The Andy Griffith Show and including Matlock. Andy Griffith was never even nominated for an Emmy Award. Is that hard to believe? Andy Griffith, born in the state of 1926. Also born in the state of 1926, they were exact contemporaries. Norma Jean Mortensen, you know, where's Marilyn Monroe? Also born in the state of 1926, died in 1962 at the age of 36, and her estate still makes a ton of money. Morgan Freeman, one of my favorites. Of course, he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for $1 Million Baby. Street Smart, Driving Miss Daisy, The Shawshank Redemption, Invictus, Unforgiven, The Dark Knight Trilogy. Morgan Freeman, not doing too bad at 83 years old today. He's 73. He's Ronnie Wood. Ronnie Wood of the Rolling Stones. There he is, formerly of the Faces. Ron Wood is 73 today. Somebody should probably tell him. Heidi Klum is 47 years old today. The only reason I wanted to wish Heidi Klum a happy birthday is it gave me an excuse to throw a photo up on my show. And Brandi Carlile, excellent musician. I listened to a lot of her music over the weekend. There she is. Hi, Brandi. Brandi Carlile celebrates a birthday today. She's 39. Going to take a break. Mike McDonty has got an opinion. Then my conversation with the owner of the Wenatchee AppleSox, Jose Oglesby. You don't want to miss that. We're talking baseball when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you. NCW Life proudly presents the Kashmir High School graduating class of 2020. Watch the graduation on the NCW Life channel Saturday, June 6th at 7 p.m. You can also go online to ncwlife.com and watch live streaming.
Congratulations to the resilient class of 2020. Enjoy the journey ahead. Cheers from your friends at Weeds Cafe. Weeds Cafe is open 7 days a week. Congratulations to the Kashmir High School class of 2020 from Kashmir Veterinary Clinic. They provide natural pet care in everything they do.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise. Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set. These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Water is essential to living. From clean drinking water for good health to clean water for your pool or spa. Central Washington Water, your water experts. With whole home water filtration systems for your home's best water. Products and supplies to keep your pool and spa water crystal clear. To a full parts department. Count on Central Washington Water for expert help. Shop screen to screen. Come in or call about a backyard consultation. Central Washington Water, your water care professionals.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, look, I'm basically conservative, though I vote either way, depending on the person. And I know that the Republicans aren't really doing all that great of a job, but let's face it, the Democrats, they aren't some kind of saviors either. Okay, the idea that they're going to come in and fix everything and make everything right, and some of the claims that they're making, just people don't buy it. That's people who are unaligned, we're not even going to accept some of the stuff that the Democrats are throwing at us that they're going to do if they get into office. I'm sorry. Republicans may be bad. Many times they are. But you Democrats, you are not our saviors. And this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Collins Fashions is now almost open. Following safety guidelines, call ahead for personal shopping. There's nothing like a new pair of sandals or outfit to lift your spirits. Tommy Bahama says fun in a stylish way. Mother of the bride or groom, special celebrations, Collins has a beautiful variety of dresses for all occasions. Need a little something to make you smile? Brighton jewelry and handbags fit us all. Check out the Collins Facebook site or call ahead for personalized shopping and curbside service. Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 6th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Kashmir has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir, the coolest place in town.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. On Friday, we had a chance to visit with the general manager of the Wenatchee AppleSox, an old friend of ours, Ken Osborne, who gave us the latest update from an AppleSox perspective on what exactly may or may not happen for the 2020 baseball season. Now I'm very proud to bring on board the owner of the Wenatchee AppleSox and a huge baseball fan, Jose Oglesby. Jose, it's wonderful to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you, Dan.
First things first, from a baseball fan perspective, you and I have got to know each other pretty good. I know you love baseball, and it's been one of your dreams to actually own a baseball club. That dream has come true, but the second part, watching and participating in baseball, we're all sitting on our hands. From a baseball perspective, from a fan's perspective, how are you holding up in all this?
Well, it's kind of tough. We've been without any Mariner games, without any baseball of any kind. All those kids that come play for us lost their season in the spring. There's been no sports being played. I'm definitely suffering withdrawal symptoms.
I understand completely. We had a chance a few weeks ago to talk to Rob Nyer, who's the commissioner of the West Coast League, and obviously he has been in touch with all of the owners to try and figure out where we're going to go from here. The original targeting for the return to baseball, as it was announced a few weeks ago, was going to be sometime in early July. Where are we at now with the timeline, Jose?
We're tracking that very closely. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're hoping to do. We're doing everything in our power to get back then. But as you know, the situation is not really one that's in our control. We need to double check and make sure that the health authorities are, giving us the go ahead to go forward. We were trying to target being in phase 4. We might need to do something with phase 3. I'm not sure, but we need to sort through all those timelines of when various things roll in. So we're working closely. I'm in touch with with our health district, Chelan Douglas Health District, and to make sure that we've gotten to the right phase. And they said they're also pretty much watching what the state is doing.
Jose, Ken mentioned on Friday, and I'll ask you the same question. Basically, if we're in Chelan County anyway, if we're not at phase 3. And I'm not talking phase 4, I'm talking phase 3 by a certain date where you can at least have some people come to the ballpark. It may not happen. Is that your understanding? We have to at least get to phase 3 before we can even consider playing baseball?
Yes, absolutely. We need to be able to make sure that we can have at least some people in the stands. Now, there's a scenario. No, actually there isn't, because that includes the people on the field. So the guys in the field are playing. I mean, we have talked about scenarios where a couple of teams have said, well, we would play even with no fans as long as we could broadcast it. But even in terms of broadcasting it, the players on the field are a group of people and they need to congregate. So no, you cannot. I think phase 2 is meetings of up to 5 people, I think, or something like that. Now, one thing that we do have going for us is the fact that we are outdoors as opposed to being indoors. So I don't know if that affects the things. We really haven't gotten a lot of guidance on that aspect of it. I think it's just one of those things that you need to sort of be there and talk to people about. But right now we are definitely looking for phase 3, which allows us to have groups of 50 people. So that would definitely cover the players, and then we could have a few fans sprinkled in.
The teams themselves in the West Coast League have developed some pretty healthy rivalries. The AppleSox and the Yakima Valley Pippins seem to have some pretty good games in the Walla Walla Sweets and things like that. But the owners of the individual teams, you guys are more of a family. I know the ownership group of the individual teams are very much together in this as a group. What do you hear from the other owners? Are some of them raring to go and some of them are a little more cautious? What are your fellow ownership group members telling you, Jose?
Well, we're all very sad to see the teams that had to drop out. We all feel for them, and the rest of us that are still hanging in there, we're pretty much pulling for one another, talk to on the phone regularly, and check to see, okay, where's your district at? How are they doing? How's your county doing? What are they saying? So we're keeping in touch. I think everybody who's still in at this point really is hoping that circumstances will allow us to have some games.
What is the absolute best case scenario for the Wenatchee AppleSox and the league as a whole at this 2020 season? What's your wine and roses scenario, Jose?
Yeah, well, if I was, thinking about the very, very best, if I had a wish lamp, right, and I was, trying to get the genie to come, I would say, please get us to phase 4. Get us to phase 4 by early July. Then we can have, we still would have some social distancing in the ballpark, but we would definitely have a season. We would have our broadcast, we would have our live stream, we would have all sorts of things. So that would be the best scenario, is that we can come back even with diminished capacity in terms of fans.
We've had Rob Dyer was a font of information. We really enjoyed getting to talk to Rob, the commissioner of the league. Some of the biggest case, the biggest problem in these scenario things is that, for an example, the Wenatchee AppleSox are in Chelan County, and the Walla Walla Sweets are in Whitman County, and the Yakima Valley Pippins are in Yakima County, and they are all coming in or out of the various phases at different times. I suppose you all kind of really need to be in the same phase to make this work, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we all need to be at least a minimum floor level to make it work. And yeah, no, travel is a big part of it, as you know here, because what happens is people, this virus travels, right? It goes on people and travels. So travel is a big concern. The other thing that's a concern is, interactions with fans and host families and things like that.
The ironic thing in all this is that there's so many collegiate wood bat baseball leagues all over this country that have decided not to play at all in the summer of 2020. We have a window of opportunity to get some really top flight talent right here in the Pacific Northwest, if in fact we have some sort of a season, don't we?
Yes, we do. There's we're getting a lot of calls and a lot of reach outs from coaches saying, hey, I have a player that you might be interested in. We had even players, write to us saying, hey, I'm looking for a place to play this summer. So we're getting more than we've ever had before. So I don't think getting players to come and play would be a problem. I think that part is going to take care of itself. The thing that's harder is, getting host families signed up and getting. By the way, I should give a shout out to our sponsors. Our sponsors have been great. Our season ticket holders have been great. We offer to. We've already canceled all the games for this year, really, for season ticket holders, and we're offering them to roll over into next season. And the overwhelming majority of them have done that. So that's fantastic support.
I am not surprised at all. Many of the AppleSox sponsors have been with the AppleSox from day one. They've been there for 20 years. They miss baseball as much as you miss baseball, and I miss baseball. The fact that your season ticket holders and your sponsors are hanging in there with the team is, to me, no surprise at all. It's also indicative of how important the AppleSox baseball franchise is to the fabric of the North Central Washington area, Jose.
Right. No, I totally appreciate that. It's one of the things that I like about owning the team. It's fantastic.
Again, I'm talking to Jose Oglesby, who's the owner of the Wenatchee AppleSox. Jose, in our brief time left, I'm going to turn this segment of the program over to you for any message that you have to the AppleSox fans out there who, like everybody else, is itching to watch some baseball. Jose, I'm going to give you the last segment. The message is yours. Go ahead, my friend.
Well, you should know that we are doing everything in our power to have a season this year. We were trying each and every avenue that we can to find a way to get this thing going. We're going to continue to do that. Please stick with us. We should have some information and updates very soon, and we will let you know what's going on.
Jose Oglesby, the owner of the Wenatchee AppleSox. I know this is a very difficult time for you, Jose. You seem to be bearing this very, very well. I know your cohort in Wenatchee, Ken Osborne, seems to be doing okay. But who's kidding who? We miss baseball.
We do too, and we're gonna do everything we can to bring it back and to bring some fun and be part of the healing for the community.
And that's what baseball is. Baseball in itself is fun, and we could use a little fun, couldn't we? Jose, if anything develops, you'll be sure and let us know if there's any league-wide news that we need to know about. I know you're going to be really good about getting a hold of us about that.
Of course. As soon as we know something, everyone will reach out to you and everybody else in the valley.
Jose Oglesby, the owner of the Wenatchee AppleSox, is so great to see. I can't wait to see you in person, and I can't wait to see you in person at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium.
I'll be there soon, very soon.
Jose, take care, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Bye.
All right.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales.
Where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
And we are back on a fairly pleasant Monday morning, the first day of June. Fairly clear skies, a little on the cool side, 51 degrees outside of our studios. Let's take a look at the forecast one more time from the National Weather Service after a rather dramatic weekend. We had the sunny and warm weather on Friday, went out and played a little golf, and then, of course, we had the thunderstorms on Saturday. And then we had a cool day. The temperature variation between Saturday we topped off at 85. Sunday, we topped off at 70. Big difference. Well, we're back up to 77 degrees for the most part. Most of the clouds will be relegated to the morning by the time we get to the afternoon hours today on this Monday. It'll be fairly sunny. And again, we'll get up to about 77. 49 for the overnight low tonight. By the way, a little breezy at times today and a little breezy at times tonight. Tuesday, lots of sunshine Tuesday morning, clouds coming in Tuesday night. It's a weak feature that's going to come through and cloud us up a little bit on Tuesday. It's also going to warm us up a skosh. As you'll see, we get up to 82 degrees on Tuesday, 51 for the overnight low on Tuesday night, and then quite a bit of sunshine for the most part on Wednesday and Thursday, mostly sunny skies. Temperatures, as you can see, right around that 81 degree mark on both Wednesday and Thursday. Weak system starts coming in late on Friday afternoon. We'll have partly cloudy skies and a high of 81 degrees. And for the weekend, kind of a mixed bag. It's the next chance of showers, maybe a thunderstorm possible on Saturday and Sunday. As we head into the weekend, temperatures will be cooling down to slightly below normal by Saturday and Sunday. All in all, much quieter than what we had last week. So there you go. That's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Good to see ya. Hope you have a good month. And we'll see you tomorrow right here in Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.